Death. 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 Bye. Bye.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Death by Daylight. This is episode 17. It's a big one. It's a big one for the boys here today. We've been waiting to do this for a while. It was a fun week of movie watching. We'll do some intros and then we'll get to the main course here. I am missing a Stars hockey game, a playoff game, to do this. So let's not fuck around.
Wait.
Ernie, go ahead.
Wait, there's a game going on right now?
Yeah, they're playing the Flames.
Alright, guys. Well, I'm out. Alright, you guys have yourself.
Ernie, well, let's introduce the crew. We got a full house tonight. Not the originals on some, but nonetheless a lot of people. And then we've got Jude coming in for that second shift. We've got Ernie.
Hi.
We've got Jesus.
Hey there.
We've got Juan.
Yo.
We've got Caesar. And
Damn it! It's perfect!
And making her Death by Daylight debut, we've got Michelle.
Hi.
Aw, I was really expecting that. Yo, Dugay, pick up the phone!
Pick up the phone.
So Michelle is our resident Scream expert, and she wanted to be a part of this episode from a long time ago, and we waited because Ghostface is obviously a heavy hitter in the horror canon, and so we wanted to make sure that we spread it out from our last heavy hitter, but we are here, we are doing fucking Scream, and everyone is excited because it was a great week of watching Scream movies. So we're going to get to the drinks, we're going to get to Darren's segment, and then we will get into some Death by Daylight play. Jesus is hosting today, he will be doing the Ghostface killing, and we're all very excited about it. So, Ernie, what are you drinking, bud?
I'm drinking Bullet, and I made an alcoholic cherry vanilla Coke.
Alcoholic cherry vanilla Coke. Sounds delicious. What's the alcohol in it, Bullet?
No, it's rum. It's cherry and vanilla rum.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Jesus, what are you drinking?
Drink.
I'm gonna say copycat, because he made me my drink too, and I'm drinking Bullet, so copy that. Same.
Alright, same exact.
I'm a copycat killer.
Juan, the question is, are you drinking, first of all? I think you are, right?
I am. I'm just having a Sol Chelada.
A Sol Chelada came over from Juarez, Mexico. Caesar, what are you drinking?
I'm going weak tonight. I gotta go do stuff at the bar after this, so I gotta keep kind of level-headed. So we got a spritz of some sort, kind of weak.
A spritz.
Yeah, just weak stuff in soda water. Yeah.
Nice.
Amen. Sounds delicious. And Michelle, are you drinking? I know that you also have to do stuff at the bar.
I am drinking. I've been at the bar cleaning and setting up and everything since like before 2, so I'm having a nice glass of sherry. It's a pretty decent pour. I'm kind of excited about it. Yeah. It's okay, Cessa's driving me later, so we'll be fine.
Every time we ask what Juan's drinking, I always feel like he's gonna say like that Bobby Boucher answer, like, I have a scotch and water, hold the scotch.
I mean, that is what he's drinking a lot. So, do you guys want to give a plug real quick, or Michelle, since Caesar's already plugged the bar, you want to plug the bar real quick before we move on?
Yeah, I'm not sure. How do I do this?
Drummond's your business, bro. Come on.
Who's your plug?
No, yeah. So as previously mentioned, we've been setting up the bar. Hopefully, we're going to open it tomorrow, and that's El Velvet Elvis. It's in 5 Points here in El Paso. I really hope it works out. We have a new cook. There's going to be yummy food and yummy new drinks. You get to get cocktails to go. I'm excited to try all of this new things, and you all should go and wear your mask, please.
Yes, we will be in full support of El Velvet Elvis. Award-winning bartenders and cocktail makers. The food is already good, and now it's new and improved, which means it's better. Go check them out. 5 Points area off of Piedras and Pershing. Yeah, inside the Pershing Inn. And I am drinking a Brass Monkey. Drink a 40 down to the label, fill up with orange juice. I've also got Deep Eddy's Ruby Red Vodka. Got a new bottle today because I love it so much, and it doesn't give me a headache. So we are... Go ahead, Ernie.
Did you notice fucking Jesus said, like, fuck y'all, I'm just gonna play this game?
he's already on?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been watching him play.
Like, he didn't even give, like, Josh a chance to say, like, we're gonna start the game. He just said, fuck you, Josh, I'm playing.
Guys, I am terrible at fucking Ghostface, but let's cheer this on, alright? Let's cheer me.
No, you fucking suck.
So we cannot, or I have gotten feedback that they cannot hear Michelle. Ernie, do you want to guide her on the sound settings real quick?
Yeah, I'll send you a message.
So Michelle, we'll do Derry's part while you guys get that part set up, and then we'll get into the game, and then we'll test you here in a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and hear from Darren really quickly, and that I actually listened to what he sent me this time because I was just curious, and it's very, very well done, and it's a drink that I think is going to there's going to be opinions on this drink. Some people are going to love it, some people know that they hate it, but here goes Darren.
Well, Josh, the cocktail I have for you today is something made famous by our very own Ghostface Killer. And now you may know this cocktail is known for causing a few scuffles or two inside your local drinking establishment. And it's gonna be 1/2 cognac, 1/2 hypnotic. I'm talking about Incredible Hulk, Scott. Damn it. You have a few of these, go over there and you punch the nearest motherfuckers, talk straight to you, you tell them what's up, you show them the Wu-Tang Clan, ain't nothing to fuck with. Back to you, Josh.
Holy shit.
That was Darren with the Incredible Hulk. It'll get you drunk. It will get you drunk. I'm not fucking around. Like, you think Hypnotic's like a liqueur for teenagers, and it is, but you mix it with the cognac and it'll get you nice and fucked up there. Also, we don't condone underage drinking here at Death by Daylight. Those are just the facts.
Well, Hypnotic is cognac and vodka already.
And now I've had a fucking mishap. The Scream episode, it's trying to fucking drown us here, boys. But we're gonna go ahead and focus on the game. I guess Jesus already started fucking playing it without our knowledge. So he is Ghostface. He's the Ghostface killer from Scream, obviously. Also, Ghostface Killer was a member of the Wu-Tang Clan, and has his own solo album. Yeah, Protect Your Neck, Bring the Ruckus, Peace to the Gods, Wu-Tang. And so the drinking game rules that we've got going on here, you hear them every week, but we're going to give them to you anyway. If he gets 2 kills, we take a shot. If he gets 4 kills, we take 2 shots. At kills 1 and 3, you take a drink. If he gets a hook, you take a drink. If he breaks a generator that they've already fixed, you also take a drink. You got to pay attention because we're not always going to call it out, although we will try to do our best. Hopefully we will have Michelle back here in a second. But because you didn't hear anything that she said, go to the Velvet Elvis on Piedras and Pershing. They're going to have a new menu and cocktails to go. Please wear your mask. That rule is going to be strictly enforced to keep everybody safe. But go support their business. They're a local business trying to make it, and we will be supporting them as much as we possibly can. So
hold up, guys.
Also,
We swapped headsets. Can you hear me?
I can hear
I
you.
can hear you. Yes.
All right, cool. Yeah, her thing was already on. Michelle, go ahead and give a chat.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Hopefully we can. We
No?
can hear you. It was the audience that couldn't hear you.
God damn it.
Okay.
But hopefully
Michelle
they
is
can
good.
hear you now. Okay.
She's
So we
good.
had someone test it, and we can hear you now. So everything's cool.
Yeah. Cool.
So one
Yay!
thing,
Hi again.
With Dead by Daylight, there's a new update that happened this past week, and you can actually play with Xbox, PC, Switch, and all PS4 will all be in the same lobby. So there's a chance that Jesus can be playing with a bunch of PC players that have
He's gonna get owned.
they have a better frames per second than he does. So if you see him swing and miss, it's either he sucks, which is probably the more likely thing, or they're better.
That's exactly it.
Go on.
He did get a kill though.
He's got a kill already?
Yes, sir.
Nice, dude. That's great.
He also has 3 generators done on him.
We know that we now have people here that are here for the Dead by Daylight stream, which is awesome. That's what we want. Is people. We want horror movie fans, but we also want Dead by Daylight players. So hopefully we're giving you good content. If not, just look at him do poorly and then feel better about yourself and the way that you play.
Yeah, that one. Most likely that one.
What are the opinions on the Incredible Hulk? Ernie, I know you like an Incredible Hulk every now and then.
Yeah, I do.
I really like Hypnotic. I know that makes me trashy or whatever, but
Dude, Hypnotic's the best. What are you saying?
Dude,
Come on.
so
Just
good.
own it. Own it.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's like
It's
blue
blue.
coconut. Yeah.
Oh,
I bet
It's
you
just
like
got-
Alizé too, Josh.
I have a bit of Alizé. But Hypnotic's just got this amazing color, and it's just so easy to drink. I've had a couple Hypnotic and Sprites at some quinceañeras in my day. And so I really enjoy it. It takes me back to being a young man. One time my grandfather caught me with a Hypnotic and Sprite at a birthday party when I was about 16.
And he was like, "What the fuck are you drinking? Like, here's a real drink." No.
I wish. He was more like, I'm going to tell your dad. So,
And then your dad was like,
kills.
"What the hell? I taught you better than this."
dude, yeah, it was embarrassing for more ways than one, but that's the way it goes.
Just kidding. Hypnotic's the
Jesus
best.
got himself another kill.
So we're taking it. Well, let's just do the shot now. We can cheers and toast to our ghostly friend here this evening. Very, very excited again to be bringing you the Scream trilogy. Also, we know there's 4, and possibly a 5th.
Yes.
But we're only covering the first 3 today. We also know there's a TV show, but we'll
You
get
love
there
it.
if we can.
You
I
love
have been
it.
watching a lot of it. It is very poor in some aspects because it's an MTV show, but they do some things well. As much as I hate to admit that. So we're gonna go ahead and cheers. The most obvious cheers of the evening will go to Ghostface himself. Spoiler alert. So cheers to Ghostface, everybody. Oh, delicious. Absolutely delicious. So Jesus is going into trying to get his 3rd and 4th kill. He seems to be doing really well with the killer that, again, he doesn't main. This is something that he's been working on just this week in order to bring you guys the finest in Dead by Daylight entertainment. I really like watching Ghostface streamers, which I don't watch that many Dead by Daylight streamers, but when I do, I really like watching Ghostface. I really like the cleaning off the knife. That's really fun to watch every time he does it, so I enjoy
Thank
that a
you
lot.
so much for mentioning that. That is like I would make Seth how to play. I can't play this. I get really dizzy. But when I first saw that Ghostface was on there, I lost my shit. So I'd make Seth how to play for me, and then he hated me because I guess he says it's difficult playing as him or being the killer.
There's a learning curve, definitely, with him.
It's a tough learning curve. It really is.
But he showed me like a trailer. He showed me like a stream of someone
that's
else
the hatch.
playing.
Yeah, I
and then
know.
I saw the whole like
I
knife
know it's
clean
a hatch.
flair, and it was so satisfying. So, yes.
Yeah, like, so what can someone tell me what is his special ability or...
So what he can do, he can crouch for one, but he can also turn himself like invisible essentially. So you don't hear the heartbeat, you don't see the little red stain when he's around the corner, unless they stare at him and they break him out of his power.
Ah, damn it!
Hey, Daddy, chill.
Oh, I fucked that up. I should have not tried to attack her.
Jesus.
I just saw that.
Sorry.
That was a new
So
move for sure.
So how many kills did you get?
I got 3.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
You
Yeah.
should have had 4. That was a new move.
He
as
was
fuck.
sitting on the only escape route,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you
was-
like
and he was
went
like,
after
"I'm
you
gonna
bid
walk
instead.
away from this for a half second."
Yeah, I fucked up.
That was very, 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 very dumb.
Yeah.
Well, so Jesus is gonna continue to play. What are you gonna do, Jesus? Are you gonna go to Survivor or what?
Yeah, I'll play
Yeah.
a few. Oh. Ernie could go fuck himself.
I'll go fuck myself.
Yeah. No, keep playing Killers so that we can have a discussion, and then at the very end, maybe you guys can do a Survivor together. But so we are gonna get into Scream. There's a lot to cover. There's a lot we want to get into. Please comment and let us know what you want to hear, so you can be part of the conversation as well. We'd love to have you and your opinions. We are going to be covering the first 3 movies as a primary of what we want to get done today. We've got a lot of talking points. We've got some games. But most importantly, well, not most importantly, just first, how's that? We are going to get into a question that Scream poses very, very early. What is your favorite scary movie? I will ask Jude when he gets here, but I wanted to open up with this because I think it's just a really great question. And this is also how the first movie opens up, with young Drew Barrymore being psychologically tortured. Gorgeous, sure, absolute rocket. And being psychologically tortured by a killer on the phone. So we'll go one by one. I will invite answers, and we'll start with Jesus since he has to go into a game. Jesus, what is your favorite scary movie?
I really like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Big fan of Leatherface.
The original or the remake?
I'm gonna go with the original. I really like the original. I thought it was it definitely set it up for me. I saw it when I was younger. Just the fact of chasing someone with a fucking chainsaw, I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. So I'm gonna go with Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, excellent choice. Juan, what is your favorite scary movie?
Halloween.
Halloween, Michael Myers.
Original. Yes, sir.
What is it about Halloween that sets it apart from other movies?
It was just one of the first like horror movies I ever saw as a kid, and I can watch that movie over and over and over and over and over and over. And just the fact that Michael Myers is one of the before they made the remake and all that, like he didn't really have a reason for doing what he did. He was just fucking crazy, and he was just so mysterious, and that really, I don't know, that really drew me to like damn, I wanna watch more. You know what I mean? So I'm really stoked about the sequel to the latest one that came out actually. So I fucking love Michael Myers. I even have tattoos of Michael Myers. So
Why don't you just Jesus? Do you like Michael Myers? Why don't you just fuck him already?
Why don't you just fuck Michael Myers then?
That would be that would be a fucking Jude answer. How are you gonna escape Michael Myers? I would just try to fuck him, you know.
He makes Ale wear that fucking Michael Myers mask. Just goes to town. So
I'm gonna do it with the mask on.
Get the mask if you want to have sex, for God's sake.
It's my birthday. You can do whatever I want.
Michelle, what
Get the
is your
jumpsuit.
favorite scary movie?
I mean, Scream, honestly. and I hate, so I feel like I have to always follow this with an explanation because of like all the parody films that came out.
Right.
It's a really brilliantly written like especially for this genre, I think all the questions are answered. Like again, you have to look at the trilogy as a whole. Like you can't just see like 1, 2 like separately because the story isn't finished until 3. 4, 5, 6. We'll talk about that some other day. But I really love it. But again, because of the parodies and the whole waza, and I've been hearing Cesar say this whole like past since last Friday. But anyway, all of that aside, though, I will say like a more recent, modern, and I've made some of my family members, like my sister Amy, who I know she's listening right now. I made her watch this. It's Midsummer. Also brilliant.
Yes,
Absolutely
very
love
good.
how it's written. Just so many things, like it takes the genre, twists it, like makes it new, different, unique. But this genre in general, I'm all about it. I'm that person who, it's 3 a.m. Let me play a movie to go to sleep to. Fuck it, Hereditary. Good night, guys. But yeah, so I guess 2 answers, just classic, something like Scream, and then more modern, Midsummer.
All right, that's I like that because that means I can split my answers too. Jude is here. How are you, Jude?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Good. I'm glad you're here. What is your favorite scary movie?
Damn.
Shazam.
Huh?
You want me to get back to you?
Yeah, come back to me.
Okay,
That's
Ernie.
a rough one.
What is your favorite scary movie?
Like of all time, right?
Yeah.
I guess I gotta go with John Tucker Must Die.
Ooh, that out of left field, but I like the
Just kidding.
choice.
I'm kidding.
I was like, man, that's bold as fuck. I want to hear the explanation.
That was so genuine. That came out so genuine.
I think
I'm
I don't know
questioning
if
our friendship.
I know, right? I don't know if it's like necessarily a scary movie, but it kind of is. Trick or Treat with
You
fucking Little
bastard.
Sam.
I would say it is. That's a horror film.
Yeah, is that what you're gonna say, Caesar?
Yeah.
Really? We've
It's
got two
so
of the
good.
same movie?
Sam is such a badass little dude. Would
You wanna
trust the dude to kill you
elaborate
with
a little bit,
lollipop?
Caesar?
I don't have. I used to have a ton of scary movies, but again, going to college kind of ruined any possibility of suspending belief. So I'm always that guy, like, yeah, run away. What are you doing? Why are you falling? Put the keys. Like that's stupid. No one would ever do that.
Right.
So I tend to like have one movie from back then that I can watch over and over, just have as background noise, and it's Trick or Treat. Otherwise, I think the only movie to give me like a genuine reaction might have been Midsummer as well. Like full on like panic attack, like what the fuck, I can't breathe moment.
Dude, yeah. No, I
There's so
totally
many good
understand
scenes.
that.
Yeah, and I saw it in the
watch that.
IMAX scene. Oh,
I also I also like, this is not an exaggeration. I had a panic attack watching that movie.
Same.
Because it was so
Same.
fucking well done. Like it is really, really well done. So Jude, are you ready?
I'm
Or do you want me
somewhat
to
ready.
go?
It's because I can go. Like you know what? I started watching like Takeshi Mike's films, and one of them really stood out to me. I wouldn't say it's exactly. It's got some good horror in it. It's called Gozu, and it's pretty neat because they like blend the stories like of a mob story, and it like slowly starts going into a horror story, and yeah, there's some really weird things that go on there as far as like a man that they keep seeing with like this huge ass cow's head that appears like to him in dreams and stuff, and it gets very kind of gets weird. It gets really weird. So I would recommend watching it, but it's kind of strange. So it's a Japanese horror flick.
Japanese horror. Well,
How much you gotta
so-
pay for one of those?
Yeah, are they expensive or?
Yeah, the herpes is the most expensive part of it.
Yeah, that's you're selling your soul for one piece. My favorite scary movies. This is probably going to be a little unpopular too, but my favorite scary movie is The Witch, and I wanted to say Friday the 13th 2, because even though the first one's awesome, Jason showing up is obviously the highlight of that series. But I just can't overlook The Witch. it is creepy and visually stunning, and the story behind it and the lore are just next level fucking cool. And the ending is phenomenal, so The Witch is going to be my pick. A lot of diversity here. A lot of diversity. Surprising some things didn't get mentioned between all of us, but I like the choices. So let's go ahead and get into Scream 1. Or just Scream, rather.
Oh my god.
I didn't know you were so opposed to it, Jesus.
I know, right?
Does anybody know what Scream was originally going to be titled?
Yep.
What is that?
Scary movie.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys already talked about that, because I heard that you guys were...
No, we haven't.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the original title.
And now he's on his way.
I wish I could just keep redoing those fucking jingles, but we'll find the appropriate time and place to do that. So Scream 1, a quick synopsis. Drew Barrymore is in the beginning of the film. She gets a phone call by this creepy guy who's asking her all sorts of questions and implores her not to hang up where she could get hurt. She eventually finds her boyfriend in the backyard who's been brutalized, not quite dead yet, but he eventually will end up dead, and she will end up being attacked by this killer who is in a black robe with a hood and a mask, the infamous Ghostface mask. And then that goes on, and he proceeds to terrorize a whole town, but specifically a young woman named Sydney. Everyone around Sydney in the first movie ends up dying. Very good, whoever did that. That was fantastic. So a couple of highlights here. We get a Matthew Lillard appearance. Jamie Kennedy is in this movie. They play a couple of friends who... Jamie Kennedy is obsessed with scary movies. The whole film is meta, and we're going to get into that very shortly. That's a term that we're going to be using a lot. It's drawing attention to the fine details of horror tropes. The cast that always seems to be there, the things that always seem to be happening in horror movies, and so it's constantly drawing attention to how the movie is self-aware. And Jamie Kennedy is the character that propels that forward more often than not. And so a lot of great acting in the movie. We get Courtney Cox, we get David Arquette. David Arquette is Dewey, who is a sheriff's deputy who gets heavily involved. Courtney Cox is a reporter, a kind of a shock and awe reporter who gets heavily involved. And the story unfolds before us where a lot of people start ending up dead, and it culminates in this party that is happening once everybody is let out of school because there's a killer on the loose, and it all revolves around Sydney. So first thing that we're going to talk about regarding this movie is just get like some real quick first impressions. I'm not going to go to everybody because we've got so many people and we're trying to move along. But Michelle, the first time you ever watched Scream, were you in love with it that very first time, or did it take like a couple of watches for you to really grasp how much you enjoyed it?
The first time I watched it, I remember being like terrified. This idea of someone stalking you and you're on your phone. Like, don't get me wrong, I got kind of the silliness of it, but once you got like, especially the beginning of the first one, like I feel that Drew Barrymore's character and her death is one like so iconic, and like everything from like her look, the popcorn, her running away, the holding the big ass like cordless phone in her hand the entire time, the popcorn on fire, like I don't know, all of that. I loved it, and it was such a sad death. Also, she was the only character to ever pull off Ghostface or like the killer's mask. That wasn't like themselves. It was something I read somewhere. Anyway, that aside, what was the question?
Did
I'm
you
talking
like?
about no. I loved it, and it was terrifying. And I don't think I started to truly appreciate like the whole self-aware self, like how meta it was, how it kept drawing attention to the tropes of the genre and everything until I was older. Of course, I think I was really young when I first watched it.
Here we go.
Dun, 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 dun,
Ready? Here you go. Here's a kill for you.
Uh-oh.
Nice. Take that blood off that knife, boy.
Dude,
Selfie.
is it Mori? Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Good job, man.
Oh my god. No
So that was-
emotion.
Possibly
That
the
was
best
your-
Mori of the game, too.
How many kills is that?
That's 4.
Kills. How many
4
kills?
kills. 4K, baby. That's
So,
what we expect from our Ghostface
Yeah.
on Ghostface night.
Yeah, with Drew Barrymore's performance on screen, the way like Wes Craven got her to cry, he would tell her he would tell her some stories about like true life stories of animal cruelty, and he just kept at it to get her with that intense emotion. So that's how she had those scenes come out so well for her.
A not so fun fact from Jude.
I
But a fact nonetheless.
I heard they were planning on when they were shooting Scream 1, like they had like a schedule that they were trying to work on, and they were getting ready to fucking fire Wes Craven. They're like, dude, you're not fucking following it. He had asked him, like, look, let me just put this first part together with Drew Barrymore. Let us finish shooting, and I'll send it to you. If you want to fire me after this, then go for it. They sent it to him, and they're like, you know what, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Yeah, just make this fucking movie. Like, this is gonna be amazing. So, did you guys hear that?
Sounded like a fart.
I had to move my fucking headset, but I won't do it again.
It's a fucking.
I think George Romero was one of the original, like, that they wanted to get to make Scream.
Him and
Yeah,
Sam
so-
Raimi too.
So Juan, you're also
Robert
a big
Rodriguez.
Scream guy. What was your first impression of the movie?
Dude, I fucking loved it so much that, okay, growing up, for Halloween, I'm one that likes to kind of make my own Halloween costumes. That was the first time I ever, like, actually asked, like, hey, I want to dress as fucking Ghostface. Like, that was my first Halloween costume. That's how much I loved it.
Me too.
Because I grew up, like, you know, Halloween fan, Jason, like, all that. So during that period, I guess there wasn't a lot of, I guess, contemporary slasher types at that time, you know. So it was like the new slasher killer who would go on to become just as iconic as, you know, the usual ones that we know about from back in the day.
Right.
So yeah, I loved it, dude.
Did
I
you
even
ever
wanted
buy
to do
that
my,
mask?
my hair like Skeet Ulrich. What's his name?
Who?
Like Billy.
Oh, Billy Loomis.
Yeah.
So we're so as I was playing and you guys were talking, we're still in the first movie, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
we're fucking slugging along here. There's just a lot to cover.
I bet. No, I know. What's your guys' favorite line from Scream 1? For me, I'm gonna have to go with fucking my mom and dad are gonna be so mad at me.
I love that part when they're like gonna get arrested. Or something
Yeah.
like that at the very end. Yeah. God.
Yeah, I think Matthew Lillard has probably a lot of the best lines in the movie, and all in that little span, because I really just his performance in that little fucking span of him and Billy fucking stabbing each other. I mean, the you cut me too deep, man. Like all that shit. Like, it's so fucking well done. So going into like a little bit of like away from Scream 1, we're not done with it, but just like as a bigger picture, who out of the 3 movies, who were your favorite killers/killer out of all of the guilty parties? We'll start with Juan. Who was your favorite? Scream 1, Scream 2, or Scream 3? Just the killers, not the movie.
I'd have to go with Scream 1, and it's gonna be Matthew Lillard, just because he was literally the one that I believe had zero reason to do what he did. He was just fucking psychotic out of all of them.
Fuck yeah. Michelle?
Hi, can you hear me better now? Is it less echoey?
It is less echoey, yes.
Okay. Sorry, I'm still trying to fix this for you guys.
No, you're good.
She's fixing her
Okay.
flip phone, like all Scream style.
Yeah, my flip phone. My dial-up is messing up a bit.
Amy says her favorite line is "Live her alone."
Liver alone.
What's up, Freddie?
Yeah.
How's it going, buddy? Good to have you back. So yeah, who are your favorite killers out of 3 movies?
shoot, God, I'm gonna have an answer for like each one. If I had to choose,
Sydney.
definitely the first one. So
Yeah.
Billy and Stu, just great, scary, sexy. But I do
Sexy.
like Roman, and it's weird. I found out upon like rewatching and looking it up, a lot of people hate the third one, and that's one of my favorites besides the first one. Like the movie as a whole, I mean. But I
Agreed.
do like Roman as a killer. Also, that actor, he's in Scrubs, so I can't help but to not say, nobody cares, Sean. Like every time I see him.
He dates Elliot. He's for a long time. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. And also just to, I was trying to fix my mic, but favorite line from the first one is hands down, would you settle for a PG-13 relationship?
Yeah,
You know,
said
mine
that
would be-
so many times.
Mine would be movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more
It
creative.
goes more creative, yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty great line. So the would you settle for a PG-13 relationship? She says that to Sid says that to Billy like right before they have sex, right?
No,
Or is it
no.
earlier in the movie?
She flashes
It's-
him.
Yeah,
Oh,
she just
yeah,
flashes him
when
because
he
she's
crawls in the window.
refusing to, yeah, and he's
She's
about
being
to
a
crawl
prude.
out. Yeah, and
Wait, seeing titties is
Jeez.
PG-13 now?
Apparently.
that was my question too. I thought
Oh
about
my.
I've been watching the wrong movies.
The wrong boobies.
Yeah. So favorite killers. We'll go one more person who wants to go, because again we got to spread it out a little bit. No, nobody. All right, it's you, Caesar.
Alright, favorite killers in what respect? Like the game or in general?
No, like favorite
okay.
favorite killers from Scream, like from the first one, the second one, or the third one.
okay. Well, here's where I'm showing my bias. I don't like this trilogy, and anytime it plays, I literally just talk trash and go to the other room and go like, "What's that?"
That must be
So,
tumultuous for your relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It was almost a deal breaker. Honestly, I couldn't tell you how many times I've seen the movie, but my brain just deletes it every time I've seen it. I don't know who the killers are.
I can't take the movie serious anymore because of the parodies. Like when we were trying to watch them this week, every time like something would happen, I would think of the parodies. Like fucking that one scene where they're at the movie theaters. I'm fucking picturing what is that? Marlon Wayans just getting
Sean,
fucking his
right?
Sean, getting his fucking ear stabbed with a dick. Like those movies just fucked me. Like.
It's the kind of shit that would happen in my work.
I guess that's what happened with a lot of people. Like, I think they started watching, like, when Scary Movie came out, it kind of made like some films less scary for you. So it takes away from the experience, especially if like Scary Movie's the first, like if you've seen it before Scream, because that's what happened with me. I watched Scary Movie before Scream, and it fucked that movie up for me.
I find that's so upsetting to me. Like, I get it. Scary Movie's hilarious. I understand. I just, again, because I have such a love for how the Scream trilogy was written, how meta it is, how self-aware, referential, etc. I just think it's the perfect trilogy, like just how the story is told and everything. So again, that's why like every time I say, oh, or someone asks, what's your favorite scary movie? I say Scream, but let me explain why, because I know you're gonna start saying, what's up, and like shit like dicks in ears and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Go on.
I get it. Go on. Dicks in ears.
So let's
real quick,
ahead,
can
go
I
ahead.
answer for Cesar? Since he didn't really say, like, here's the thing, he will watch if I'm watching it. He will just silently just like be judging me. All that aside though, I do love the killer or the mom, Billy Loomis's mom in the second one. I think that's like a really cool nod to the horror genre, like specifically Mrs. Voorhees. Like they don't refer to her as like they call her Mrs. Loomis the entire time, and she has like her look and everything. I don't know. I think it's a good nod to that. And it's really quick and short, but it's still there. Again, it's still being aware of the genre and, you know, its predecessors, etc. Anyway.
Yeah. So let's get into some horror movie homage that that Scream makes, or even like small references. So we obviously get the Wes Craven cameo in the first one where he's dressed as Freddy Krueger. We get a lot of mentions of both Freddy Krueger and Michael Myers and Jason. So can you guys think of other movies that it mentions? Because it definitely doesn't stop there. I have one prominent one in mind as well. But like, since you guys specifically Juan and Michelle, like, you guys are super into this, like, can you name some, like, maybe Easter egg almost references to movies?
Well, one thing she actually just mentioned, that the whole like Jason Voorhees reference, where at the same time, not only is it a nod to Friday the 13th, but it's also a nod to Halloween, because Billy Loomis, Miss Loomis, the Loomis, they got it from Samuel Loomis, which is a doctor from Halloween.
Oh,
okay.
shit.
So it was a
that's
nod to him,
right.
and at some point you even see her wearing a fucking trench coat similar to what Dr. Loomis would wear in Halloween.
That's pretty cool.
And then
Yeah,
there's even a Linda Blair cameo in the first movie. She's wearing she's like a reporter in one of the scenes where they're in the school. And a lot of people like always remember the Wes Craven and Freddy Krueger outfit cameo, but they never noticed that she was also in it. And if you don't know who Linda Blair, she's the girl from The Exorcist. So
See, Scary Movie 2 fucked that movie up for me as well. I just think of her getting fucked by that priest.
suck on this.
The one thing that Scary Movie ruined from Scream 2 is the beginning part, where the guy is listening through the bathroom stall and he stabs him in the head. But in Scary Movie, it's the fucking penis in his ear.
We already went through this, Serdi.
Just talked about this.
We
we
just
really talked about that.
You
Yes.
sounded so excited to tell us about that.
You know what?
I didn't even hear that.
I'm gonna go over. I'm
You
gonna
gotta
put my
take a
dick
shot,
in your
Ernie.
ear,
Ernie
okay?
has to take a shot for that one. Ernie has to take a shot for that.
Yeah,
Hey.
I agree. I agree.
Look,
Yeah, that's,
dude,
that's a
Tempt him with a
shot.
good time.
I fucking forgot that Jada was in fucking part 2 in that beginning. So when I was rewatching it this week, I was like, "What the fuck, Jada? Really?" You know?
Yeah, she's in an entanglement with the guy that gets the knife to the ear.
Yeah,
Oh my
Yeah.
yeah, I heard. That's not the first time her guts got stabbed up, huh?
Oh my
In
God.
August.
Oh my god.
You know what sucks
yeah.
about like with Wes Craven is like the main reason why he wanted that project is because he didn't see it purely as comedy, and it's so ironic. It's just crazy how it's taken as like to some people a comedy now.
Yeah, I actually think he got away with the rating for it because I think he told them that it was part comedy, which you do start seeing it later, like especially like in the third one.
Right.
He like pitched it to him like, oh, it's a horror comedy, so they were able to ease up on a lot of things because of that.
It had received an NC-17 rating because it was pretty gory too. Like that was pretty crazy. Because originally, like that screenwriter, like there was supposed to be like a lot of dismemberment and guts and stuff like that. But Wes Craven tried fighting for as much of that to stay. But yeah,
I
But it
heard
was still
that.
pretty bloody. What's that?
I heard that they had to do a lot of rewrites because there was like fucking script leakage for the movies, that they were constantly having to like make a bunch of different fucking, like they had like alternate endings like fucking up the ass because
Well, it's because I
They
believe
addressed
don't-
that in Scream 3.
yeah, they
Yeah, I
did
was gonna
that.
say, yeah, they like kind of shine a light on it, like, oh, has there been another goddamn rewrite? But yeah,
And
I
they,
love that
they
they mentioned that.
well, when I guess is it Jennifer who's playing Gail?
Yes.
When she's about, or when she's the next one in line, the detective tells them there's 3 different scripts because of leaks, and we don't know which one the killer read, and 3 different people die next, so we don't know exactly who he's going after.
I thought that shit was clever.
Yeah. I mean, well, and that's the thing, is that it's all fucking clever. Like, there's so many little details that are really, really just well done and hidden until you rewatch it, maybe, and you start to understand. Let's go into something that is across all of the Screams, and then we'll try to work our way into Scream 2 because we're the time here is getting a little bit delicate, but Ghostface is the clumsiest, fucking most slapstick fucking killer out of, I think, the Mount Rushmore of killers. He's got to be the most fucking slapsticky. That fool is constantly falling and just getting shit thrown on him and fucking...
Oh, that's why you guys had me play killer as him today, huh?
Well, but I was gonna say though, but if you look at Dead by Daylight mechanics, like the fucking throwing the pellets down and like the quick jerky movements getting you away from the killer, I think a lot of that is based on Scream, if I'm being honest. Like there's a lot of Dead by Daylight stuff in Scream because of how fucking ridiculous it is that, I mean, they're just people, right? Which is why it's not fucking Jason, it's not Freddy, but it is pretty funny to watch. If you're looking at it, you know, as a comedy, that part should not go overlooked, and it happens for all three movies with all of the killers. Definitely love the ending to the first movie. For me, was my favorite ending, and the first movie is probably still my favorite movie. But I really enjoyed 2 and 3. So the ending of the first movie, major spoiler alerts if we haven't already. But so Sydney's boyfriend ends up being the killer in cohorts with a guy named Stu, who kind of plays the fucking clown throughout the movie, and it's just really well done. Their partnership, Stu is just fucking psychotic. Billy has like a motive. Stu has no motive. He's just a fucking psychopath, and it's awesome. It's so well acted and so well done that we just, I mean, there's no way around how fucking clever it is and how good it is.
She dates how many killers in the whole series?
She dates only she dates Billy,
Just
and then
Billy.
the second movie, the guy looks like a suspect, which we're also going to get to. Her boyfriend looks like a suspect, but it ends up not being. It's his friend, Timothy Olyphant, the actor, that ends up being the accomplice. And then in the third movie, it's the director, so she never dates that guy either.
That's her brother.
That's her brother.
Yeah. I mean, it's her brother, so...
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah, spoiler. But here's another thing. Like, I feel like how Sessa kind of mentioned that, I don't remember who the killer is or whatever, because he kind of half-assed watches these films as I'm watching them. It's something that the character Randy says repeatedly, as he's like the unofficial, not narrator, but like guide throughout the whole thing. Like, even though he's dead, he even pops up in the third one and tells him like this, and that. Like, he basically gives us the entire like breakdown of each film. But he says in the first one, when he's screaming in the movie, the store where rent movies, whatever that's called nowadays, he literally yells out like everyone is a suspect. And that becomes like a running theme, like, oh, the boyfriend in the second one's a suspect. Oh, the Liev Schreiber, who plays Cotton, he's a suspect. Oh, Gail becomes a suspect at one point. Like, everyone's like, well, where the fuck is she? So, again, to kind of make Sessa, you know, feel like he actually likes the movies or whatever, like, that's a reoccurring theme that I think they did well. And that is repeated a lot, is that everyone is a suspect. And I thought the ending twists were pretty well written. Like, I personally didn't see it coming until I watched it again as a grown-up.
Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. No, and I was saying that she has a good point because of the fact that I don't know if they only did it for 1 or 2 of them or if it was in all of them. But because they also kept the cast from knowing who the killer is, so the cast would also not, I guess it made it their acting more like, okay, it could be me or it could be this person or whatever, so none of them actually knew until that scene was actually acted out who the actual killer would be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that, I mean, that for sure happened, and I think it does add to the acting. I think it's a great point to mention. So I think that the second one did the best job of making everyone seem like a suspect. All of the endings are surprising to a certain extent, but the second one, you really don't see it coming, and they do a good job of making you think that it really could be anybody. I saw, if I'm being 100% honest, I saw the Timothy Olyphant part coming, but I didn't know that there was going to be another accomplice, and I for sure never thought it was going to be that reporter lady. And, well, turns out to be Billy Loomis's mom, but you don't see it coming. And I thought that they did a great job in all of the movies, especially like, I mean, looking back on it again, you think, okay, maybe not, but Roman, they find Roman dead at one point. Like, he's in a casket and he's got blood all over him, and you think, yeah, I mean, he died. And obviously it was a fucking red herring, because they were trying to throw you off the path. But all the movies, that specific thing is really well done. So as we get into 2, we're already talking about 2, but as we get into 2, let's do a little bit of trivia here. One, again, we are pressing really hard for time, but do you have some trivia ready that you could do? One.
So we got fucking wrecked out there on this.
Did anyone survive?
No.
I have to DC on it because my game was bugged and I couldn't see anything.
Oh shit.
We have Caesar left, but we didn't complete one fucking gen.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So do I hear Jude or do I hear one?
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
here.
Hello?
Yeah. So I can't hear Jude, but
No, I'm here. You can't hear me?
Oh no, well, it's
I'm
because
here.
you put hello in the chat.
Oh. I'm so
So you have some trivia, Michelle?
Yes, for 2. Originally, Matthew Lillard's character was going to be the killer in 2. The idea was that he would have survived the whole TV on the head thing. He would have been in jail, and he would have orchestrated this from jail somehow. But at the time, there was like a big shooting in a school, and again, since the second one takes place in a college, there was a shooting. I forgot. Y'all are probably gonna hate me for not remembering this specific name. Sorry, my bad.
Columbine?
But thank you. That's exactly what happened, and they kind of dropped that, and they're like, no, like maybe that's kind of pushing it too much, and maybe this whole he's orchestrating this from jail, so they kind of just dropped it all together. But with this whole talk of the 5th one coming out, just like a real side note, they do, and Matthew Lillard said that he is down. They want to bring his character back because the writers wholeheartedly kind of all agree that he is not dead.
Yeah, the TV on the
Holy
head
shit,
thing,
I didn't know that.
I get the electrocution thing, but it felt cheap to me, for sure. So do you have questions ready, Juan, or you don't?
I do. Okay, but this is drinking, so you guys gotta...
Yeah. So do you want to explain the rules, or do you want me to explain the rules?
Go ahead.
Okay, so we're gonna do some trivia questions. We're gonna do we'll do like 3 people, and then the next time we'll do 3 more people after we do a little more talking about the movies. So it's just gonna be a long episode, and people are gonna have to get over it. But so we're gonna do. Juan is gonna give you a trivia question about scary movies, like he does at the beginning with Drew Barrymore. If you answer the question correctly, you can drink, or you can decide whatever you want to do. If you answer it wrong, you need to take a shot. We were originally going to do just take a drink, and on your 3rd one we would get a shot, but we don't have time for that. Everyone may get 2 questions, but maybe not even that. So you're going to have to take a shot if you get it wrong. And we will start off with Jude. We'll start off with Jude. He hasn't had the airtime that he deserves, and so we're going to give him that first question and see what he's got here.
I appreciate
Alrighty.
that. Just set me up for failure. Let's do this.
You're ready, Mr. Jude? And this isn't just gonna be... It's not gonna just be exclusively Scream. It may just be horror. That's the way.
What are you shooting, Jude?
I was hoping, not porn, but I'm gonna be shooting some of that fucking Calumet, Calumet farm.
All right. Well, so go ahead and give it to him, Juan.
Alrighty. So let me pick this one. Okay. Out of these 3, which has the most kills? A. Freddy Krueger, B. Jigsaw, or C. Jason Voorhees?
Yeah. That's a good one. I'm gonna go ahead and go with.
Can anyone answer? Sorry.
After Jude goes, we'll leave it up for a steal.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, I might get this wrong. I want to actually go for. I want to take Voorhees.
Jason
That is
Voorhees.
correct.
Oh,
151 kills.
Yeah, because like with Freddy Krueger, he's out of the picture because he normally targets people, and it hasn't been very much, like in my opinion. But is he
the ultimate slasher.
So, you got that right, my friend. So, who's next?
You avoid this shot. Let's go with Caesar, who has also not had a lot of airtime. You ready to answer some horror trivia, Caesar?
Yeah, let's see how bad I fail.
All right, this one's a little bit of a tougher one, but let's see. Which of the following was not a Wes Craven film? Last House on the Left, The Hills Have Eyes, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Vampire in Brooklyn.
Hills Have Eyes, I think.
Nope. Anybody want to steal it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll give Michelle the
original.
shot.
Take a shot.
No, Michelle, do you want to take a shot at the question?
Yeah, can you repeat the options again?
Yeah, of course.
I have an idea.
Which wasn't a Wes Craven directed film? Last House on the Left, the original Hills Have Eyes, Vampire in Brooklyn, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
The first one.
Last House on the Left?
Yeah.
That is incorrect.
It's Nightmare on Elm Street, isn't it? It's the most obvious one.
I was
It
gonna
has
say,
to be.
is it the Brooklyn Vampire? No.
Nah, it's
No.
Big Daddy.
That's 2 shots. Big Daddy.
Big Daddy, Adam
Okay.
Sandler.
Do you
Adam
want
Sandler.
one more person want to try and steal, or should I just go ahead and give you all the answer?
No, just give us the answer, or
it'll-
it's
It'll be A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2.
Son of a
Who
bitch, I was
directed
gonna
that
say
movie?
that.
It was Jack's shoulder. Wes Craven actually hated every sequel to Nightmare on Elm Street, except for A New Nightmare. He actually only directed the first one. So it was a trick question.
Oh shit. All right, so let's give one to Ernie, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up.
All right.
I bet.
Ready,
Well,
Ernie?
wrap up this section. Go ahead.
Okay, let me see if I... Let's see. Okay. Which of the following was not one of Randy's rules for surviving a horror film?
Okay.
Is it
First one, never say I'll be right back. Second one, you must be a virgin to survive. Third one, you can never drink or do drugs.
Never drink or do drugs.
That's incorrect.
Damn it. It's the first one.
Yeah, it's the virgin one.
Yeah.
That's a scary movie, huh?
The what?
Wait.
Is that one a scary movie?
No. I actually don't know if it's a scary movie, but no, it's it's not you must be a virgin to survive, it's you cannot have sex.
Don't have sex. Yeah, don't have sex
yeah,
during
sex
the.
equals death. I remember
Yep.
him saying that. Okay, so that's the difference.
Clever,
not so much
clever.
virginity.
Yeah.
So
That's
Ernie
a good
owes us a shot. Jude, did you get your answer right, Jude? You avoided
I
it.
got it right. Yeah, I got it
Yeah,
right.
so Caesar and Ernie owe us a shot. Caesar, we know that you have to go to the bar, so if you want to pass, if you want to,
No, he
nice.
made himself a little something.
That's good enough for me. Let us know when you're ready, and I will take a shot with you because we've been very light on the shots in this game.
Well, if it's
and-
got a 4K, we need to take shots to it.
Yeah, I did that on purpose. we'll get there. We'll take the shots. So we're gonna go into Scream 2. We realize that it's getting late and stuff, but we're gonna go ahead and go into Scream 2, and then we will work our way into Scream 3 with a little bit more trivia, because Juan was very prepared, and we don't want that to go to waste. So Scream
Josh?
2, yeah, go ahead.
Just real quick, I just wanted to throw one quick fun fact out there, and
Please.
hopefully, I'm pretty sure Juan knew this, and yeah, well, let's see. So basically, like, the way the screenwriter came up with the writing of this, it was kind of like a real event that had happened, like, to him. when he was at home, like he had heard. Well, he was basically watching a Barbara Walters special, and during a commercial, and it was actually the Barbara Walters special was covering the Gainesville murder, or the Gainesville, Florida murders. And after it went to commercial, he had heard a noise in his living room. And so he was just searching the house overall to make sure nobody was there. And when he went to the living room, he saw that the window was open. And he had been at home for 2 days, and he never noticed that that window was open. So he went and grabbed a butcher knife and his phone, and he called his friend. And I guess his friend was trying to calm him down, but he was asking about his like scary movies that he had seen. And that's pretty much where that whole opening scene was born. So he ended up going to bed that night having nightmares and all this shit, and when he had woken up, he decided to start writing out the movie like at 3 or 4 in the morning. And it took him 3 days to write that whole screenplay.
Oh shit.
I actually didn't know that.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I had no
Like,
idea
wow.
about that. That's why Jude is the fact guy. That's why. Shit like that. So we're gonna go into, after a Jude fact, perfect timing to go into Scream 2. Scream 2, very quick synopsis. Sid and Jamie Kennedy's character, what was his name? Damn it, Randy. Sid and Randy have gone off to college. They are enjoying themselves and trying to get past all of the stuff, although Sid obviously has a lot of unwanted attention. Gail is there. Dewey shows up eventually. Gail shows up with the guy that was falsely accused of killing her mother. Cotton is his name. And a bunch of stuff starts happening at the school. People are getting murdered. Jesus fucking Christ! People are getting people are getting murdered. And there is we start to see the theme of people around. Good God, what is going on? People around Sid dying. People around Sid are getting murdered. The killer starts bringing that to her attention to torture her. That's just what it is. Like the killer clearly has a beef specifically with Sid, and the people around her are dying. We see, unfortunately, Randy's character pretty early on. I feel like it was too early almost. Gets killed, but his character does. It's devastating, but he does come back very briefly in the third movie in the form of a video that plays a huge part and is super well done. But Randy's dead. Her roommate eventually dies right in front of her. We see Cotton get... No, not yet. We see
100% Cotton, baby.
Get murdered. 100% Cotton, the worst name for a TV show I've ever heard in my life. The black camera guy gets murdered, and they address the fact that he's black and he's about to die. Because that's obviously a horror movie trope. Not so much anymore.
Did you just say he gets murdered?
Does he not?
He does not.
I thought he got killed in the van.
He books it. No, not so. In the second, so the first cameraman in the first one gets murdered. In the second one, he
books it.
Kind of like, yeah, he's just like, fuck this, all you white people are dying.
Yeah.
Literally hands Gail, like, here's your footage, I'm out, and you just see him leave. He comes back at the end.
Is it Randy
like,
that dies
hey,
in the van?
It's
Yeah.
Randy who dies in the van.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, that's what.
And it's immediate. It's like, so the scenes are one after the other. So he leaves, and then that whole scene with like Randy and everything. Yeah.
Okay, so he defies the stereotype and escapes by saying, fuck that, it's not worth the paycheck or the fucking whatever Gail's trying to sell me, and leaves. And so we see the roommate die, we see Randy die. What are the other deaths here, people?
There's useless detectives that try to take them to the the witness protection. Like, they're so fucking useless.
Yeah, he punches out the window and stabs that guy in the
with
face.
a knife. Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's the one thing that I was just like, come on. But
You guys have guns.
it's still, I think, also a thing to be noted. I'm so sorry just to cut in because I think it's good timing. So I know everyone gives Dewey shit, but I think he's a really great character. Shut up, Sessa. But if you see every other like cop, deputy, detective character in the trilogy, they're all pretty much fucking useless besides Dewey. But the thing is, towards the end, like 2 and 3, he's not in the force anymore. Like, he's removed himself, but he's still there, like, risking his life, this and that, etc. And he makes it towards the fucking end. And everyone else, like these 2 guys, end up getting, like, their throat sliced and a pipe shoved through their head. Yeah, that's one thing I did notice, was just, like, how police force, deputies, etc. are shown in these. And yeah, Dewey may be, doofy, haha, but he still makes it towards the end, and he's still going to be in, like, the 5th one, so maybe there's something to be said there.
That's true.
Yeah.
I love Dewey's character. Like, I love that he's kind of, like, he's just super brave and sweet, and I don't think there's any reason not to like him. He gets stabbed a lot, but it takes a baller to get stabbed that many times.
Fucked up a lot. That is very true. And funny enough, I was noticing, I'm not gonna lie, I think I watched the trilogy a good, like, 4 times since last Friday, because why not? He's the person to shoot his gun the least. He will pull it out, but he doesn't shoot it.
Hey.
Yeah, he's a copper, or ex-copper, or whatever the fuck. But the one time that he does is is in the 3rd one, is when he does shoot his gun the most, and every single fucking time it's to save Courtney Cox's character.
Well, and he shoots him in the chest, and then Sid's like, Dewey, the head!
Oh, the head! Yeah, and at the end, that's when it's like the most that he's shooting is like, head!
Well, so there's also a cop exception in the 3rd movie, because McDreamy is like he does.
So I was gonna, I was gonna get there real quick.
We'll get there. Go ahead.
No, and that was basically, it was just as far as deaths in number 2 is those useless detectives. Just wanted to make my little break there. And fucking Mickey, who's the killer at the end, his death as well, which I think is hilarious. How many times Gale and Sydney shoot him when he, like, comes alive again.
He comes alive again, yeah.
They go fucking gangster on him.
This fucking Sid is used to that.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised, like, if their gun was, like, turned to the side, like, at that point. Like, shit. Anyway, continue.
Well, so this is also where we see the redemption of Gale Weathers. She goes from being just like, so in the beginning, or in the first movie, she does save her, but there's still, like, even at the beginning of the 2nd movie, you see she still doesn't give a fuck. She gets punched in the mouth again for doing something that really hurts Sid, like that really Sid does not want to be a part of, and she's doing it for her own self-gain. But by the end of the movie, you see that there's a bond between Gale and Sid, and even so, where Sid, like, wants to protect her a little bit, and when you see Gale go off of the stage where she's been shot, you see Sid react. Like, it's not like, oh, I just saw someone die. It's like, hey, I just saw a friend get attacked. We also get a death in the sound booth, and I'm forgetting who that is.
Dewey gets a shit beaten out of him in there.
Yeah, he
but
gets,
someone
like, his
doesn't
shit
die
all
while he's
stabbed
watching? Or is Courtney Cox watching him?
Courtney Cox has locked herself in the other room, and she watches through, like, the plexiglass thing, and it's actually really sad. I'm not gonna lie. The last time I watched it, I was a little tipsy and a little tear came out.
Well, and
because
so
Dewey's such a darling.
yeah, he is.
Anyway.
Well, and if you've never seen it, like, if this is your first exposure to Scream, they have a love story going on there between Gale Weathers and Dewey, which in real life turns into a marriage between Courtney Cox and David Arquette. They get married eventually in real life. I guess they fell in love doing Scream, which is nice. And so the 2nd movie is my least favorite, although again, I still enjoy it, obviously. Like, I really liked it, but out of the 3, it's my least favorite. And it's the least eventful. I feel like there's stuff that happens, but as far as, like, impacting the trilogy as a whole, it's the least eventful for me. Can either Juan or Michelle or anybody else for that matter
Yes.
dispute that fact?
No, I can. I'm like literally clapping silently over here because, again, because like doing research or whatever the fuck for like getting ready for this rather, I was so upset with all the hate for the third one, to where in my head I'm like, okay, yeah, like kind of how you mentioned the reveal of the killers at the end, like having Billy Loomis's mother come back. Like, yeah, that's like a big surprise. You don't really see that coming. But that's kind of it, besides the whole, like, the people of color being, like, referenced in it. Like, there's not much to pull out of the second one, in my opinion.
Right.
Minus just, like, a stepping stone into the third one to finish the story and get why this all started happening in the first place. Why, like, you know, this small town murder became a Hollywood like blockbuster or whatever, you know, like that always kind of blew my mind in the first one. Like they kind of joke like, oh, in the first one I mean like, oh, who's gonna play you? Oh, I see you as a Meg Grant, like, you know, that whole line. And then in the second one you see it actually happen, like that's how it starts. But I'm like, why the fuck? And then you get to the third one and you're like, oh, there's a reason. It's like the main thing. But anyway, yeah, I see the second one as just a stepping stone. It's not my favorite. I do like the commentary about people of color in horror films. Fun fact, there are 0 people of color in the first one. And I think that was done purposely in order to have that intro. And I think the best part about the second one, besides, you know, the whole Mrs. Loomis, which I kind of see it as a Mrs. Voorhees nod, is the intro. Both because of, like, that commentary and also because of Scary Movie.
Yeah, so the 0 people of color in the first movie, I like to joke that that we don't know what state Woodboro is in, but we know that there are only white people in the state because there's just 0 people of color in that movie, and we do get that in the second movie. Also, the death of Randy is significant. You can't say that it isn't, but actual events that move the series forward. For me, the biggest thing is that we cement this idea that Sid is the magnet for this. She's the reason these people die, or they're at least trying to convince her of that, and it weighs on her. You see that character development throughout the second movie, where she's going like, "Fuck, like all of my friends die, everyone that loves me dies," and it's actually very heartbreaking to watch. So as we get into the third movie, the final movie that we're going to be covering tonight, there is still a game for you to watch up there. I'm going to get to some comments really quick. Freddie, the majority of cops in horror movies are useless. Dewey is the exception. We tend to agree with you. Majority of cops are useless, period. Did I just hear a Grey's fan? Yes, I did refer to him as McDreamy, which is his Grey's nickname. We've got Luis talking about Ernest Scared Stupid as a parody in addition to the scary movies for the Scream movie. And so we're going to do a little bit more trivia with Juan before he gets into a game here, and then we will finish with Scary Movie 3. We will finish with Scream 3. So you got some more trivia for us, Juan? Hello, Juan.
Can y'all hear me? Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
There's a little fun little trivia. You know the voice that does the one that they use for the killer. It's not. I don't know if you guys knew this, but it's not actually. Obviously, the actual actors doing that voice, right? But did you know that the voice actor also voiced Mojo Jojo from the Powerpuff Girls?
I did not know that.
His name's Roger Jackson.
Jojo.
Yeah, that's
and
him.
While I appreciate the fun fact, Juan, do you have like trivia game left for us? Or
yes, sir. I just wanted to point that out because that shit.
So Jesus is going to be first. Then it's going to go to Michelle, and then it'll be me, and everyone will have gotten at least one question. So let's start with Caesar. Oh no, Caesar, you went, right?
Yeah, and lost.
He got one.
Okay, so then it'll be me, and then Jesus. Ernie got one too, I think. Did he?
Good.
Yeah, I mean, I think you did. So it'll be me, and then Jesus, and then maybe we'll start over, but let's get those two out of the way.
Okay, you ready?
Well, actually, Jesus and then me. So Jesus, you're first.
For sure. Go. Got this shit. Done. Got the answer.
Okay, I have. This is gonna be more of a two-choice question. Okay, out of these two old horror movies, older, I guess, which one came out first? The Exorcist or the original Halloween?
The original Exorcist.
There's only one and only Exorcist. Okay, yeah, you got that right.
God damn it.
Well, he avoids the shot. Not gracefully, mind you, but he does avoid it.
Well, no, because he got the Exorcist of, all these other bitches who've been possessed.
Okay.
Who's
So
next?
I'm up next, Juan.
Okay. So, which of the following movies has not been remade? House of Wax, The Funhouse, Dawn of the Dead, or My Bloody Valentine?
Ooh, so I know for a fact there was... Wait, House of the Dead?
No, House of Wax.
So Dawn of the Dead, I want to say there was a second one. I believe there was a House of Wax 2, despite the fact that House of Wax 1 didn't do that well.
Well, I didn't say sequel. I said which one of these has not been remade.
Oh fuck, dude. I'm gonna go with House of Wax. Then it's too new to get remade.
Nope. That movie that you're thinking about was a remake.
Oh, it wasn't a sequel?
No.
Oh.
So, anybody want to steal?
Can I try?
I will. Oh.
Oh.
Go ahead, Michelle.
No,
go ahead,
no,
Michelle.
you go. Because aren't they going to ask me the next one? So you go. Yeah, go.
Yeah, you can get Michelle. Get the next question. So Jude, you can steal.
All right. Well, can you list it again? The movies.
Son of a bit. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Again, which of the following has not been remade? And when I may say remake, I'm talking like
Right.
reboot that sometimes plays as like
An older
a
film,
bit of a
like House of
sequel.
Wax.
Almost. Yes. So which one hasn't? My Bloody Valentine, The Funhouse, Dawn of the Dead, or House of Wax?
The Funhouse.
Yeah, you got that right. Has anybody seen that movie, by the way? Because that
No.
movie's fucking awesome. Jesus.
They
Christ.
remade Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
Dawn of the Dead is actually a remake. Yes.
Oh, okay. That's why I didn't get it.
So I got a fun fact
House
about House of Wax for y'all. So the first time I saw that movie, it was a bootleg version on a DVD, and on the special features was fucking Paris Hilton sex tape.
Fuck yeah.
I was like, whoa, these are some fucking special features for you. God damn.
Did you get it at Fox Plaza?
I did.
Puro piratería.
Anyway, that's one of my favorite movies of all time. House of Wax.
Fox Plaza bootleg, baby.
God
Damn.
Okay. So who's last?
Did anyone take a shot?
Michelle's last. I have to take a shot.
Okay. And then
Michelle, you're next. You're last.
Ladies
And then
last.
we'll get into Scream 3, and then that'll be the end.
did anyone take shots for my kills?
We have not yet, no.
Y'all owe me 3.
But that was a 3 more, right?
Yeah, I had a 3 more in the last game.
Okay, let me move on with the question here. Okay, this one should be pretty easy. So, out of these options that I'm giving you, which of these horror films has the most sequels, including remakes, etc., like anything involved with it? Okay.
Yeah.
So the options are the Saw series, Halloween series, Child's Play series, or the Friday the 13th series.
Oh, fuck. Oh, man. You got me. I thought you said this was easy.
If you
'Cause I
really
know,
sit
like,
down
with-
and think of how many have they made of these.
Because the Chucky one, like, there's like the fucking cults of Chucky,
Yeah.
and like all this new shit that just like the remake with Homegirl from Parks and Rec. So like I keep thinking of that, so I'm kind of leaning towards this. Can you repeat them again? Sorry.
It's okay.
The original
Okay, so
Exorcist.
So there's the original Exorcist, Grey's Anatomy.
Okay, so the options are Child's Play series, Halloween series, Friday the 13th series, or the Saw series.
Can I phone a friend? Okay, I'm just gonna say, because I know there's a ridiculous amount of them, and I already have my drink ready, but Saw.
That would have been my guess.
Saw
I have
is incorrect.
Damn.
I think
What?
I think I know it.
Well, what was the
Give
question?
Ernie a
Still-
chance.
Okay.
Want me to repeat the question?
Ernie, you
Yeah.
want to crack at this question?
Sure, go for it.
Okay, so let me ask it again. Which of these has the most sequels / reboots to them? The Friday the 13th series, the Saw series, Child's Play series, or the Halloween series?
Oh,
Halloween.
Incorrect.
Steal.
Oh
The
no!
first one. It's A.
Steal.
Dude,
All right, one last chance.
the original
Somebody-
Exorcist.
you got a
Obviously.
50-50 shot here, dude.
I was gonna go with Friday, but
Ooh,
I don't-
Friday with
Dude,
Friday the
Friday.
13th.
oh
Friday.
shit.
I'm probably wrong though. I feel like now.
It's got at least 11.
So what are you going with?
Let's go with Friday the 13th.
Okay. Yes. Friday the 13th it is.
Is it really?
Yeah, it has a total of
Fuck yeah.
12 sequels.
Stop.
Don't chase me. I don't count.
It's because
I'm
when I
doing
worked
trivia.
at Entertainment, we always used to have to rack those damn horror movies, bro. And Friday the 13th and Halloween too had a fuckload. And I know like what that one. There's like Year of the Witch or something like that.
Yeah, that's the third one.
That one has nothing to do with it. Like a random.
Yeah. So Halloween had 11, Child's Play has 8, Saw has 8, Friday the 13th has 12 sequels. But just out of nowhere, Godzilla has 29. I mean, that doesn't count.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I actually did know that.
Is that a
All
horror
right,
film?
so
You knew that Godzilla had 29?
I did know it had more than 25. How's that?
Man, get to take a shot for that one.
So let's take a shot for. We're just gonna take a shot for Jesus's whole game. We're not gonna take 2 shots because then we're gonna get into dangerous territory. So everyone at home, if you'd like to take a shot to Jesus, since you got the kills, why don't you go ahead and give the cheers?
Cheers to your favorite scary movie.
Yay.
Cheers! I like that. I
Salud.
like that a lot.
The original Exorcist.
Damn it! I fucked up.
So we're gonna go ahead and end this podcast with Scream 3. We realize we're getting pretty late here. Thanks for everybody for sticking around. But we're gonna get into Scream 3, the last of the trilogy. Although it turns out to not be a trilogy, but Randy addresses it as a trilogy at a certain point, and they follow all the rules of a trilogy that he puts out. So we're gonna call it a trilogy, and then we'll do another Ghostface episode later. Very quick synopsis: Sid is now living in a remote location, but there's the Stab movies that are the parallel to the Scream movies in their universe that is being made, and this movie revolves around the cast of that movie being tortured. Eventually Sid is brought in, Gale is back, Dewey is back, and we get these people that are being tortured based seemingly for no reason, which is the cast of the film that is playing people that have been in the Scream movies. They're playing one character or another. So we get into Gale's character kind of takes front and center in this movie. Dewey as well. They kind of take the driver's seat away from Sid, although Sid obviously remains a central figure, and these actors. Damn it, sorry. These actors start getting picked off in the order that they die in the script. One of my favorite directors of all time makes a cameo in this movie. Kevin Smith as Silent Bob. Jay and Silent Bob make a brief cameo there in this movie because Kevin Smith is friends with Wes Craven. And this was not my favorite, but my second favorite of the trilogy. Very well done. We see more development with Sid. We see more. We see her really come full circle. We see Gale and Dewey with incredible character development, and we see them come full circle. And we also get some pretty brutal kills, and we get to. There's one character that I cannot fucking stand, and that's Jennifer. I cannot fucking deal with her character.
Tread lightly.
Or the actress. I can't deal with the actress. I can't deal with the character. I just felt like it was really bad. So that's the brief synopsis. We find out that the director of the movie is the killer at the end. We also find out that he's Sid's brother, and that her mom had left.
He's
Woodboro.
also leaving photos of the mom with each murder as it's happening.
Yeah,
to just make the whole like thing like come back to like the original, like the mom, like she's important. This is why.
Well, and so you find out that the reason she's important is because she left Woodboro for a while, and she had a child in LA, and then left him. And then when he tried to come back into her life, she told him that Sid was her only kid and that he had to fucking fuck off. So this turns him into a killer. And he happens to be the director of the movie and masterminds this whole picking off the actors. Patrick Warburton makes a cameo in this movie, and he's fantastic in everything he's ever done. And so we're going to get into this movie a little bit. Is there anything that I missed, Michelle, that you desperately want to bring up?
Desperately. You see a lot of the mom. Again, as I've mentioned multiple times, somehow this is the most hated. In my research, I found out this was the most hated in the trilogy. Randy's makes a comeback, even though he's dead, and again, I feel like he is the most important character in the entire trilogy. Which he calls it. There was something else. Shit.
You know what I think was... go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
One last thing. It's a tiny thing, but I absolutely love, in the past two, you have the whole Gale Weathers cameraman dynamic, and it's completely missing in this one. And you see her kind of, like, her ego is almost gone, and, her cameraman is gone. Even though she is like filming, she has camera in her purse, but that dynamic of her plus cameraman isn't in this one, which I think is interesting. It's a dynamic that's kind of missing. Besides that, that's of course the whole movie industry rapiness is kind of thrown into it, making it again little meta, little self-aware, self-referential.
Yeah, because the main actress, or the actress that's playing Sid, only gets the role because she slept with Roman, the director.
Yes. And also the mom. Like, clearly the mom went through some shit too.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that Roman is a product of that.
Rape.
Yeah.
So at the very end, they bring up that she was... The reason she ended up leaving LA and going back to Westboro was because she was sexually assaulted. What were you going to say, Juan?
Oh, I was just going to mention that 3 things. A, Courtney Cox's hair is so fucked up in that movie.
Yeah, her bangs are unreal, dude.
It's adorable. They're pixie bangs. Only certain...
So bad.
2, it's the only one to have... one killer in it, And then the last thing is that dude Roman, if I remember right, he's responsible for everything from the first movie because he basically was the one that was showing Billy footage of his dad having his entanglement with Sid's mom, right?
Yes.
So he's like indirectly responsible for like the chain of events from like even from the first movie, which led to everything that happens.
Yeah, he says that he himself like showed Billy from the killer in the first one the video of Sid's mom and his dad, and thus kind of, I guess, maybe brainwashed him, or as he called it, I think he said, guided him to get like, you know, started all the killings and everything, like made everything start going. But yeah, he takes, he says it's all him, that he started it all at the end.
Well, and so we see, real quick, and we'll go to some people that may have not had as much time in this episode, but really quickly, we see everything come full circle. Jamie Kennedy's character Randy he makes a film that is dropped off by his sister, and he makes it right before he thinks he's going to die in the second one, which turns out to be true. And he tells them how all the rules of the trilogy are different than the rules of the regular horror movie. He says, your past is about to come and fuck you up. Like, you need to be aware of it and face it head on. Everything you thought you knew, drop that shit. It no longer applies. He gives a lot of really good insight, and it's probably my favorite part of the movie. And we see the main characters that have survived the other movies. Again, their characters really come full circle for me. Gail, you mentioned the cameraman's not there, the ego's not there. You see her really stick her neck out a lot for both Dewey and Sid. And she does it, she's not doing it for anything other than the fact that she cares about these people. You see Dewey continue to be very brave, but also be smarter about the way he does things. He doesn't just run into dangerous situations. He tries to be more tactical. And then you see Sid really come to terms with what's been happening to her and continue to face it head on and really, you know, find her moxie ultimately to face what she finds out is her brother. So that's all wrapping it up in the third movie. Ernie, you haven't said a ton. I know you're playing. Is there anything you'd like to talk about with through any of the three movies?
Pushing Jesus' shit in right now. Sorry, I'm busy.
Yeah, he's been fucking with me this whole match.
That was graphic as fuck. So, Jesus, do you have anything you want to add about the movies that you haven't really had a chance to do?
I mean, really, I think the biggest thing for me that I really liked about the Scream movies is that fact that it's not like a it's not like some demon or some fucking mythical killer or some fucking, it could be anyone. It could be someone who went to high school. It could be someone's fucking mom that you know. That's something that always fucking like stuck out to me with these Scream movies that I really liked a lot.
Yeah, I agree. Perfectly said.
Caesar, we know that you don't like these movies, so I'm gonna go to you last. Jude, did you observe anything, or do you want to be a part of, or mention something that you haven't had a chance to mention yet?
No, I mean, other than just, I honestly like the film. I take it both as comedic and horror, and I think that, in my opinion, I think Matthew Lillard, I think he was like one of my favorite characters in Scream. Just his acting overall, I think he's an excellent actor. That's
yeah, he's my favorite killer for sure. Out of even the pairs or whatever, like Stu's my favorite, maybe one of my favorite characters. And Caesar, do you have anything that you want to add about Scream?
Was that? I don't have a good opinion, dude. I don't know. Like I don't care enough about this, but you know, it's been kind of fun watching it. The 20 times Michelle's seen it this week.
21.
The 21 times Michelle's seen it this week.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to really analyze a movie when you really you didn't enjoy it, like when you're just not about it, and I get that. I really enjoyed the movies for all the reasons that I've just said, but I really think as a series, I think if you're a '90s kid and you're, Jason was before your time, Freddy's kind of before your time, Halloween definitely before your time. Like '90s kids, this is your slasher. This is your slasher, and so I grew up on Scream. I grew up on all those other movies too, but I mean, Scream has the clothes and it has the '90s music and it has the '90s tropes. You still get very stereotypical characters, which they try to stay away from now, obviously. So all that shit, it's just very '90s to me. It's very nostalgic, and I really enjoyed the trilogy. We won't get into the other stuff, which means we're also not going to get a chance to get into the TV show. It can be hard to watch, but I think they do some things really well. The biggest one being that they do a great job talking about how, again, the meta stuff, they keep it there, and they also do a great job of not telling you who the killer is and making everybody a suspect. I feel like over the course of 10 episodes, you really still don't see the ending coming, and that's the best part of the show if you're into that kind of thing. We're gonna get to wrapping it up here. We've been going for a really long time. Are you guys getting out of a match or into a match?
No, we're getting out.
Okay, thank God.
We're playing locally. We played each other.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take one last shot, and then we're gonna get into everybody's minute to say whatever they want. I'll do some housekeeping right after the shot, and then we'll go ahead and sign off. So this shot is going to be collectively for the survivals and the kills and all that. We'll let our debutante, our rookie, we'll let her do the final cheers of the evening. Thank you, Michelle, for being on and bringing in your insight. I know you had more stuff to say, and I wish we had more time, but I hope we covered enough for you to be satisfied. So let's go ahead and get your cheers going.
Yeah. No, dude, it's been awesome. Thank you. I, again, can talk about this for hours on end. I learned a lot of cool new trivia, but for my final cheers, I sent you this long outline of everything I wanted to say, but one thing that was not mentioned, dude, this cheers goes out to Rose McGowan, and holy shit, she looks good. So cheers.
Cheers. You former Rocket.
So, fun fact about Rose McGowan: she dyed her hair that color that she dyed it to contrast the main character's hair color. And she hated her hair color.
Right? Yeah, she has naturally really dark. That's right. No shit.
And she plays Stu's girlfriend / Sid's best friend, and she gets killed by a garage door.
I still think of the garage door in fucking Scary Movie.
We're gonna have a Scary Movie episode, alright? Jesus, goddammit. We'll get there. So a little bit of housekeeping before we wrap it up. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends. We're here every Friday night. I missed a fucking playoff hockey game. I love very few things in this world as much as I love the Dallas Stars, and I missed them playing playoff hockey this evening so that I could be here. So that tells you the dedication that we have. Again, like, subscribe, tell your friends. Please follow us on social media, Instagram and Twitter at Death by Daylight. Facebook, search Death by Daylight. We're going to try to get on other stuff too, but that's where we're at so far. You can see our flyers and what we're going to talk about this next week, and we're going to try to post more content coming up soon. So please do that. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We cannot thank you enough for tuning in every week, or if this is your first time, thanks for showing up. It really does mean the world to us. And we're trying to expand the podcast and get bigger and do more stuff. So it means a lot to us. We're going to go ahead and do our minute of, it doesn't have to be a minute, but go ahead and talk about whatever the fuck you want. I'm just going to go in order that it is on my screen. So Jesus, you're up first.
I'm good.
All right.
No, hey, thanks everyone for coming out tonight. I appreciate it. Make sure that you guys go pick up the House of Wax at the Fox Plaza. Special features on there. One night in Paris.
One night in Paris. Thank you. Ernie, your 1 minute.
What up, everyone? Thanks for coming out. Don't put your ear on a bathroom stall. Could be a dick or a knife.
Could be a dick or a knife, exactly.
Dick or a knife. Juan.
Well, fuck. Sorry, I almost dropped my drink. Good night, everybody. Thank you for listening.
He almost dropped his water.
I almost dropped my dick in a fucking bathroom stall.
Oh.
Okay.
Glory hole, huh?
Caesar.
Just chilling and chilling.
Chilling and killing. Thank you. Michelle.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. I don't apologize if I spoke too much. I felt like it could have gone on for another 4 hours. But thank you, nonetheless. My sister's still listening. Hi, Amy. What's going on? But no, yeah. Hi. Thank you. And Courtney Cox's hair is awesome in the third one. Not a lot of women or people in general can pull off that haircut.
Cut it.
Man, her bangs are so distracting from how hot she is. That's how you know the haircut is bad.
Yeah. She looks like all the like girls back in high school that like went through shit and just like cut their bangs.
That's why it's so great, because she's been through shit.
It's a quarantine cut, man.
Okay, so if you go and visit me at Velvet Elvis, expect the quarantine haircut. That's all it's happening.
Dude, a blind monk could have cut bangs better than Courtney Cox did in the third Scream. Really, like, she's an absolute rocket, and it's very distracting. Jude, 1 minute.
Alrighty. Fun fact: the show's over for tonight. Good night. Have a good night, everyone. Make sure to check out the original Exorcist. It's recommended by Zeus.
That's a fun fact by Jude. Now he's on his way to be fucking your mom.
Thank you.
All right, that's
No
Jude.
animals were harmed this week.
No animals were harmed. Thank you, everybody, for showing up again. This is the sign off. Everybody say goodbye.
Bye.
Fuck the free world.
3-1.
Yeah.